Hello and good evening, everybody. We are in for some Saints basketball tonight versus the Amery Warriors. So this is Abby Bateman, and I am taking the place of Chris Folkstead tonight. But we should have a good basketball game here. The Saints are coming off of 3 wins, the latest one being against Northwestern. And Amory is coming off of 2 losses here against Prescott and Altoona. So tonight should be a good game against both teams. And we should be getting to our opening lineup here shortly. Thank you for your cooperation in this matter. And now let's meet the visiting Amory Warriors. So starting for the Warriors, we have number 5, Wyatt Hansen. Number 13, Reagan Granica. Number 22, Keaton Wallen. And number 32, Sam Strike. And number 44, Matt Danielson. That is the starting 5 for Amory. And starting for the St. Croix Falls Saints tonight, we have senior number 1, Carson Marks, and senior number 5, Elliot Wilson, and another senior number 11, Jared DeSmith, and senior number 20, Justin Wynn, and junior 22, Brett Sladkey are going to be the starting 5 for the Saints tonight. For tonight's game, Ross Clay, Rick Coda, and Brad Save. So Justin Wynn and 22 Wallen for Amory are at the tip-off. Amory gets the ball to start to number 13, Granica. And number 5, right off the bat, takes a 3-point shot, but it does not make it. Collides a little bit with Carson Marks there and passes it over to 22, who also tries for a 3-point, but does not make it. 32 under the basket for Amory, gets that rebound and passes it in. And Saints are now able to get the ball back and bring it down the court. Carson Marks comes in for a nice layup and gets 2. So Saints are on the board for first. Amory passing the ball on the outside, number 5 again with a 3-point, and this time he makes it. So that is number 3, James Densau. Number 5, Wyatt Hansen with the 3-point shot. So Saints are now passing it around the outside of the 3-point line. Carson Marks with the ball, passing it to Justin Wynn, and he's going to try for the 3-point shot, and he makes it for 3. So 22 does a fake little pass there, but ends up passing it to 22 in the corner, and he ends up passing it back out, and he's going to come in under the net. And Saints had it last, or touched it last, so it's going to be Amory inbounding the ball back. And long pass in to number 5 for Amory. 13, Granica with the ball now to 22. Number 5 under the net and gets a nice little bunny shot there. So that's Wyatt Hansen. He is up to 5 points himself now. And this brings it to a high score. Justin Wynn from the corner again with another 3-point, and he makes it. So that's his second 3-point shot here, starting off strong for the Saints. 5 is going to be heavily guarded there from that same spot that he's attempted 2 3-pointers and made one of them here. So Elliott Wilson's going to inbound the ball back to Carson Marks now. Carson over to Elliott. Back to Jared, over to Brett Slatke. Jared coming in under the net and gets 2. So that was Jared DeSmith on the board now for the Saints. Number 13, Granica brings it back across for Amery. Passing it around the outside. 22 in the lane is gonna, attempted but did not draw the foul there. Sorry, that was 32. Strike. And Elliott Wilson attempted a little layup there but did not make it. 22 with the ball, passes it over to 32. Out to Granica. And number 5 again from the outside with a 3-point, but it does not make it. Carson passes it down to Slatke, to Elliott, back to Slatke from the corner for a 3 and off the inside of the rim there. So almost another 3 points there. 22 passes out to 32 with a 3-point shot. And that one's going to bounce around the outside. Doesn't go in, but then gets a little assist there to make it 2 more points for Amery. And they're going to call traveling on the Saints. So Amery's going to get the ball. So number 24, Waterman, is checked in for Amery. And 22 is fouled by Brett Slatke. That's his first, and I believe the first foul for the night. So this is Wallen at the line, makes his first one. And the second one is good. So that brings Wallen up to 4 points in this game. Slatke to Marks, passing it on the outside. Elliott looks to take a 3-point shot and ends up passing it. Carson over to Slatke now. Passing it back outside. And, almost for Carson Marks. Goes in for a little layup there, but it goes off the backboard, but doesn't go in. And Elliott Wilson with a good attempt at a steal there in that pass between the Amery players. So, but it does go out of bounds. So it's going to be Amery ball, and Saints take their first timeout. And with that, we will go to one of our sponsors. Thank you for watching.
Everyone knows me as Maddie, but here I'm Master Sergeant Hefner.
You can't stop this. Ha. So
This is my life in the Air National Guard.
you can't stop this. Never. Let's go.
So Amery ball. 22, passes it to 25. So that's Anderson that has checked in for Amery now, and it goes out of bounds on that pass. So Elliott Wilson is going to pass it back in for the Saints now to Carson Marks. And Tristan Hansen has checked in for the Saints as well. Amery's able to steal the pass there. Number 5 from the corner again goes for a 3-point, but it goes off the rim, does not go in. Granica to Hansen, back to Granica for Amery. And a long 3-point shot for Granica, but goes off the rim, does not go in. And goes out of bounds. So Elliott Wilson is going to pass it in again to Carson Marks. Over to Justin Wynn. Tristan cuts under the basket, and he's going to come in, tries it for a 2-point shot. And Justin Wynn is able to get his rebound, and he's able to make the basket for 2. So Amery passing around the outside of the 3-point line here. 22 is going to take it into the lane, turns, looks to shoot, but instead passes it to number 25. That was Anderson who made that 2-point shot. Justin Wynn with a 3-point shot, and it is good. He's up to 11 points for this game. Amery's ball, keeping it on the outside here. 25 passes it to 5. Not going to let him attempt another 3-point from that corner again. 22 out to 25, and Tristan Hansen is able to bat that one away, so the shot is not made. Elliott Wilson with the ball now for the Saints. Passes it to Tristan Hansen to Carson Marks. Almost stolen by Amery there, passing it to Slatke. Amery tries again for that steal there. And the foul is going to be on 22 Wallen for Amery there. So the foul under the net on Amery. On the ground, though, not on the shot. Saints pass it back in. Brett Slatke to Carson Marks there. Into Jared DeSmith and back out to Carson. And Jared DeSmith double teamed, goes for the shot. It goes off the backboard but does not go in. Amery takes the ball down the court. And I believe that was number 22 Wallen. Slatke to Marks, to Jared DeSmith in the lane, back out to Brett Slatke, who takes it in and gets the 2-point shot and draws the foul for 1. Going for 1 here. And makes it. So Amery's ball, 18-13 currently in favor of the Saints. strike with the ball right now to Granica. To Hansen. To Wallen. Back across the court to Granica. So passing it around the outside. Granica with the three-point shot goes off the rim, does not go in. And Saints ball again. And Carson Marks with the three-point shot. It is good. That brings him to 5 points so far in this game, and the score up to 21-13. (22 into 5), and he is able to make the shot there. So that was Hansen for 2 for Amery. And Carson Marks goes for 3 and gets the foul. So does not make the shot, but is going to be able to get 3 off the free throw line here. That foul was on number 5, Hansen, for Amery. Carson makes the first one. Two for Carson. So checking in for Amery is 24 and 25. So this is Waterman and Anderson back in for Amery. And all 3 for 3 for Carson Marks. So Jared DeSmith is checked back into the game along with Tristan Hansen. And Amery is now gonna take the timeout, and we will go to commercial.
At Burnett Medical Center, we understand that urology concerns can feel overwhelming. That's why we offer advanced surgical care with a personal touch, right here in your community. From kidney stones to prostate health, we're here to provide clear answers, expert treatment, and compassionate care every step of the way. Together, we'll help you move forward with comfort and confidence.
So Amery inbounds the ball to Granica. Waterman to Hansen, back to Waterman, and up to Granica at the top of the key. So passing around the inside, and 22 puts it up, but does not get the shot, or does not make the shot. Elliot Wilson is there for the rebound, and Brett Slatke is under the basket for a shot and gets fouled. So he's going to the line to take 2. And that is the second second foul on Hansen, number 5 for Amery. First one circles the rim, but does not go in for Brett. And second one also goes off the back of the rim and bounces out. So Amery's ball. 22 takes it into the lane and tries for a shot, and it doesn't go in. Tristan Hansen with the rebound, passes it to Carson, and long passes it down to Brett Slatke. And the Saints are back to passing it around the outside. Carson Marks to Slatke, back to Carson in the corner, out to DeSmith at the top. Elliott Wilson takes a dribble and then passes it down the lane, but Jared DeSmith is blocked and not able to get there. So it goes out of bounds, and Amery ball. And Granica takes it back down the court for Amery. Guarded by Slatke at the top of the key there. And 22 gets by Jared DeSmith defending him and is able to make a 2-point shot there. So that's Wallen for Amery. Jared passes it to Tristan Hansen underneath the basket, but Amery is able to get the ball and steal it back there. .22 tries to pass the ball to Waterman under the basket there, and Saints are able to slap that out of bounds. So Amery's going to inbound. Justin Wynn checks back in for the Saints. Granica passes to Strike and into 22 Wallen, and he's able to get a 2-point shot there. Long pass for the Saints there, goes out of bounds. But it does go off of Amery last. So Saints are able to get the ball and inbound it back in. Ooh, Elliott Wilson looks to take a three and decides to pass it. Carson Marks to Brett Slatke, brings it in and passes it back out to Carson. To Brett Slatke. He passes it back to Carson Marks. He's able to find a lane. Brings it in. Carson's does not go in, but Justin Wynn is there with the rebound, and he's able to make it for 2. So Amery passing it around the outside. 3-point attempt for Granica does not go in. Saints are able to get the rebound. Carson long passes it down to Brett Slatke and passes it back up to Carson at the top. 3 points, but 3-point shot taken, but not made. Amery gets the ball back. And 3-point attempt for 32, but does not go in. Jared DeSmith to Justin Wynn. Back out to Jared. Over to Elliott Wilson. He decides to take it in the lane. And 32 for Amery is right there to stop him. So the jump ball is called, and Amery gets to inbound it here. Oh, I'm sorry. Saints are going to inbound it here. Saints ball. Jared passes it into Carson Marks from the corner, tries a 3-point attempt, but doesn't make it. Elliott Wilson gets the rebound, but is not able to get a shot in the basket. 22 passes it down to 25 under the basket, but he does travel, so it is returned to Saints ball here. Justin out to Carson Marks, and three-point shot is good for Carson. So Granica passes it to Waterman there, and Waterman is tripped up by Carson Marks, his defender there. So they're going to call Carson for that foul. That is his first. .32 strike is going to inbound the ball for Amery to Granica. And Granica for a three-point attempt goes off the rim. Elliott Wilson is able to get that rebound and hold on to it. Saints pass it down the court. Carson Marks is able to get a nice little pass off to Brett Slatke, who attempts another two-point shot but does not go in. And Amery gets that rebound. All right, Granica with the ball now from the three-point shot, but it goes off the rim again, does not go in. Saints is able to get the rebound and pass it down to Jared DeSmith, and he's able to get 2 points. 1 minute left in this half. Saints have the lead 31-22. Granica to Amery, or Granica to Wallen, and Wallen tries to take it down the lane, but is not able to get a shot made or shot off there. Number 5 and 44 have checked back in for Amery now. Carson Marks using the clock here to their advantage. And Saints passing the ball on the outside. Brett Slatke brings it in, passes it back out to Justin. Over to Carson Marks. Amery attempts a steal there, and right at the buzzer, a three-point or long shot for Carson Marks, but does not go in. And that takes us to halftime. Thank you for watching. We are SCF. We've got some messages from our sponsors then.
What if one donation could spark imagination, movement, and music? The Star Education Foundation empowers students in the St. Croix Falls School District by funding experiences and tools that go beyond the basics. From roller skates in the gym to calculators in the classroom, and the joy of music with a grand piano. Even our playgrounds come to life thanks to STAR. Help us keep making moments like these possible by donating today to become a star in a student's story. Donate now at starscf.org.
My friends know me as Garrett, but I'm also Master Sergeant Raxter. This is my life in the Air National Guard.
At Burnett Medical Center, we celebrate all walks of life. From our very first steps to our sprinting strides, from on-the-job site to afterlife retirement. At BMC, we embrace every pair of feet that walks through our doors. Our comprehensive care knows no bounds. It's for the newborns, the professionals, the adventurers, and those who've traveled many miles. We're here to support you. Your journey is unique, and so is our approach to your well-being. Step into BMC, where comprehensive healthcare meets compassion. Burnett Medical Center, providing healthcare for all walks of life.
So we have 2 minutes left here of our halftime break, and a good game so far with St. Croix Falls hosting Amery. The Saints are currently 11-5, and Amery is 10-5 so far for their season. Amery's coming off of 2 recent losses. Their last 2 games have been losses, and the Saints are coming off of the last 3 games have all been wins. So close game so far. And we should be back to the action here in about 90 seconds. So far this game, lead scorer for the Saints has been Justin Wynn with 13 points, followed closely by Carson Marks with 11, and then Brett Slatke and Jared DeSmith. And for Amery so far, highest scorer has been Wallen with 10 points, followed by Hansen with 7, and then Anderson, and I believe I misspoke earlier. Strike did make his 3-point shot from the corner, so Strike with 3 points as well for Amery. And that brings our score to where we left off at half, with Saints leading 31-22. So tonight the St. Croix Falls boys are hosting Amery. They will be traveling on Thursday to Spooner, and then they will be back here hosting Ladysmith on Saturday. Amery's going to start with the ball here. 22 Wallen tosses it, inbounds it for Amery. Strike passes it back out to number 5 Hansen. And 44 Danielson there with the 2-point shot and makes it. So Saints get the ball now. Carson passes it to Slatke, over to DeSmith. Back to Marks. Marks brings it in and does a nice pass to Jared DeSmith, who is fouled. So he's going to take 2 from the line now. And number 5 from Amery with the foul. That is Hansen with his 3rd for the game so far. Jared DeSmith's first one goes around the rim but does not fall in. And number 24, Waterman, is checking in for Amery. And Jared's second one again goes in and out of the basket there. So Amery gets the ball back, brings it down the court. 32 passes it to Granica, who's able to make a nice 2-point shot under the basket there. And Carson Marks with a 3-point, and it is good. That brings him up to 14 points for this game. And 22 for Amery. Attempts a shot going underneath and basket there, but it does not go in for Wallen. And number 5, Elliott Wilson, is able to bring it in and get a 2-point shot in for the Saints. Garanica's going to go into the lane again, tries to bounce pass it over to 44 Danielson, but it goes out of bounds. It does go off of a shoe of a Saint player, though, so Amery's going to be able to inbound the ball to number 24 in the corner with a 3-point attempt, but it doesn't go in, and 22 is there to give it a tap. So Wallen is going to get the 2-point credit for that shot off of the rebound there. Brett Sladkey passes it in to Jared, and he passes it back to Brett, who takes it in for a layup and draws the foul. So that is going to be Wallen with his second foul for Amery. And Brett Sladkey up at the line shooting 2. First one skips off the top of the rim. And second one goes in for Brett. .22 passes it down to 44, who takes a shot off the backboard, but it doesn't go in. That was Danielson for Amery. Saints get the ball back, and Elliott Wilson gets underneath the net and is able to make another 2 points. And 22 with a long 3-point shot that goes off the rim but does not go in for Wallen there. Justin Wynn is going to try for another 3-point shot, but it also goes off the rim. Saints are able to get the rebound, and Brett Sladkey is able to get 2 points. Amery is going to take a timeout with that, and we will go back to one of our sponsors. Thank you again for watching We Are SCF. So girls basketball for Saints is in Cameron right now, and they are currently trailing Cameron 17-24. And St. Croix Falls Somerset Hockey is currently up 2-0 right now against Hayward. And again, the boys basketball will be at Spooner on Thursday and then back home again for a 5 o'clock game on Saturday. Thursday night, the girls basketball team will be home for the Saints. Amery inbounds back the ball. Passing it along the outside. 22 passes it out to 25. But they are stopped by the Saints there. And the foul is called on number 25, Anderson, for Amery. And that is 25 again, his second for Amery. Jared DeSmith inbounds for the Saints. Justin Wynn is able to keep it in there on the corner edge. And Brett Slacky trying to pass it in. It does get over to Amery, though. Slacky is able to get it back, though. And taken in for 2 and make the shot. So that brings Slacky up to 11 points in this game. And they're going to call the foul here, I believe, on Justin Wynn. Making our first team foul for this half. So, yep, that was called on Justin. Amery is on 4 fouls so far this half. They inbound and passing it along the outside. Granica to number 24 to 22. He takes a couple dribbles and passes it to Hansen. To 24, Hansen with a long 3-point shot, and this is good. So that brings him up to 10 points in this game. Saints ball, Carson Marks getting guarded by Granica. Is able to get across the half court. Passes it over to Jared DeSmith. Out to Brett Slatke. Fakes the 3-point shot. Passes it over to Tristan Hansen, who's checked in for the Saints. Jared DeSmith. Oh, tries for the 2-point attempt there from the middle of the lane, but it does not go in. Amery is able to recover the rebound and brings it back down. 24 to 25 under the basket, but his shot does not go in. And Elliott Wilson gets the rebound there for the Saints. Carson Marks again guarded by Granica for Amery. Is able to get the ball to Jared DeSmith. Long pass over to Carson in the corner. To Slatke, out to Hansen. And back to Marks. Over to Elliott Wilson, who's going to take it in. And goes off the backboard, but does not get the 2 points. Amery gets the rebound, brings it down 22. He is able to get the shot off and make the 2 points. So that's Wallen with 2 more. Carson Marks with the fast charge, passes it down to Jared DeSmith, and he's able to get 2 points there. Number 5 tries to pass it to 25 under the basket there, but it is stolen by the Saints. Carson Marks brings it down, but his layup does not get him 2 points. Granica is able to get the ball back for Amery and bring it back. And 22 there, Wallen is heavily guarded by 3 Saints, and they're going to call the foul here on number 1, Carson Marks. So that is his second foul, team's second foul for this half. Jared DeSmith checks out. And Brody Allrum is going to check in for the Saints. Checking in for Brett Slatke. So we have Tristan Hansen, Justin Wynn, Carson Marks, and Elliott Wilson in for the Saints right now. Amery inbounds. Number 3 for Amery goes for the long shot. This is Densau, James Densau in for Amery. Tristan passes it to Justin Wynn under the net, but he's not able to get a hold of it, so it goes out of bounds, and Amery is going to inbound it back. So 22 Wallen is now taking it down the court for Amery. Number 5 attempts a 3-point shot there, but it does go off the rim. Amery's able to recover the rebound. 22 passes it to 3 underneath the basket, but he's got to dribble it back out to number 5 up at the top of the key. Attempts another 3-point shot, but it doesn't go in. 22 is under the basket for the rebound and tries for a 2-point and draws the foul. So it's going to be Wallen at the line for 2. And the foul was called on Justin Wynn. That's his second. Wallen does not make his first free throw. But he is able to make his second. So he is 3 of 4 for free throws tonight. Carson Marks is taking it down the court. And Tristan Hansen with an attempt there, but Amery is able to steal the ball and bring it back down. Densau from the corner makes a 3-point shot and gets him on the board for Amery. So that's number 3, Densau for Amery. He's guarding Carson Marks here. Passes it to Brody Allrum, to Justin, to Tristan Hansen. And Carson Marks is going to dribble it in, attempts the 3. It goes off the rim, but Saints are able to recover the rebound. Brody Allrum attempts a 2-point shot there, but it also does not go in. And this time Amery gets the rebound and is taking it down the court. 22 with the 3-point shot, and it goes in. So that is Wallen. And he is up to 18 points for this game. And Saints call the timeout. And with that, we will go again to one of our sponsors. Thank you for watching. So Amery has been able to decrease Saints' lead here down to just 5 points here. So 45-40 in favor of the Saints right now, with 8:51 left to play in the game. Elliott Wilson will be inbounding for the Saints. Guarded by 32 Strike. He inbounds it over to Carson Marks. Still guarded by Densau. Bounce passes it over to Tristan Hansen, who gets it to Elliott Wilson. But in trying to keep it inbounds, it does not. So it is now Amery ball here. Five passes it down to 25. Anderson under the basket, and he draws the foul. So Anderson's going to be at the line for Amery, taking 2. Foul was called on Elliott Wilson, his first for the game. And Anderson makes the first one. Jared DeSmith checks back in for the Saints. And makes the second one for Anderson. Number 5, Hansen, is checked back in for Amery. So Justin Wynn loses his dribble to 25, and he's able to pass it to 22. Out to Densau, number 3 in the corner. 3-point attempt goes off the rim, does not go in. Elliot Wilson is able to get that ball back for the Saints. Saints bring it back down. Brett Slatke takes the 3-point attempt, but it goes off the rim as well. Justin Wynn is able to keep the ball inbounds. Passes it to Marks, but he is fouled by number 3, Densau. That is his first for the game. And in for Amery, back in for Amery is Danielson. Carson Marks passes it into Justin Wynn. And Justin attempts a 2-point shot, but it goes off the rim. Jared DeSmith is able to get the rebound, passes it to Brett Slatke, and he gets the 2 points. All right, so Densau goes in for the layup and draws the foul for Amery. So number 3, Densau is at the free throw line. And that foul is called on Justin Wynn. That is his third. Densau is able to make the first. And the second. So he is at 5 points for this game for Amery. Carson Marks with the ball now, hands it off to Elliot Wilson. Back to Marks. Marks is trying to get it over to Justin Wynn, but he is getting heavily guarded by Densau and number 44. They bring it out to Jared DeSmith, over to Brett Slatke, who brings it in for a 2-point attempt, but it does not go in, and Amery recovers the rebound. Out to Densau for the long 3 again, but it goes off the rim. Number 5 is there to get the rebound for Amery, but it too does not go in. But Amery does draw the foul there, so Saints get the ball. Elliott inbounds it to Carson Marks. Guarded by Densau, over to Jared DeSmith. Passes it back under to Carson Marks, and he goes up for a shot and draws the foul. So that foul was on Danielson, number 44 for Amery. Carson makes his first. He's 4 for 4 so far. And makes his second, so that makes him 5 for 5 free throws in this game. 22 takes the ball in for a layup, and Wallen gets the 2 points there. Elliott inbounds to Carson Marks, brings it down the court, over to Justin Wynn, to Slatke, back to Marks, over to Jared DeSmith at the top of the key to Justin Wynn. Back to DeSmith, Slatke to Marks. Passing it along the outside. And Elliot Wilson takes the 3-point attempt there, and it goes off the basket. It goes off the rim. Brett Slatke is able to get the rebound and make 2 with that. 22 returns the ball for Amery, goes in for a layup but does not go in. And Saints get the ball. Long pass from Carson Marks to Brett Slatke to Jared DeSmith by the basket, and his 2-point shot also goes in. So 22 Wallen with the ball right now. Passes to number 5, Hansen. Back to 22. And Elliott Wilson gets in between that pass attempt, but Densau was able to get back to the ball. 22 Wallen takes a 3-point attempt, but it goes off the rim, and number 5 goes for the 2-point shot off the rebound, but gets fouled. So this is Hansen at the line for Amery. The foul was called on DeSmith for the Saints. And misses the first one. And goes off the rim for the second one. And Granica's checked back in for Amery. Carson Marks to Brett Slatke now. And the foul is called on number 13, Granica, for Amery. That is his first for the game and brings Brett Slatke to the line. Makes the first one. So shooting 1-1. And makes the second one. And Saints call timeout with that. And with this timeout, we again will take a break for one of our sponsors. Thanks for watching.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
Amery inbounds the ball. Granica to strike to Wallen. Wallen's gonna get past Justin Wynn and try to take a shot underneath the net there, but it does not go in. Carson Marks gets the ball and long passes it down to Brett Slatke, to Jared DeSmith, back to Carson Marks. Carson Marks brings it in for a nice layup and gets 2. So that brings him up to 18 points for this game for the Saints. And number 32, Strike with the 3-point shot there. Carson Marks with the ball. Passes it over to Justin Wynn to Brett Slatke. Slatke double teamed, passes it back out to Justin Wynn, out to Slatke. Over to Carson Marks. And number 5 is right on him there, and it goes out of bounds, and they're going to say it was out of bounds on Carson last. Hockey update for the Somerset Saints Hockey Co-op here. They are currently up 3-0 against Hayward. Granica for Amery to 32 to... back out to Granica. Amery with the ball, and that was 32 Strike with another 3-point shot. So he is up to 9 points for Amery. The pass from Carson to Marks to Elliott gets Amery in between it there and out of bounds, but out of bounds on Saints. Amery ball again. 22 goes in for the shot and draws the foul. So Wallen is at the line. Foul is called on Elliott Wilson. That's his second. So Wallen misses the first free throw. And second one also goes off the rim. Elliott Wilson's able to get that rebound. And he's going to take it down the court. Guarded by 32. And passes it down to Jared DeSmith under the basket. And he's able to get 2 points. So Carson Marks is able to get in between that pass between Amery. But it does ended up getting passed back. And 22 is Wallen is able to score another 2 there. So a lot of fast action back and forth there. So after scoring that in the attempt back here, Wallen fouls Brett Slatke, and that does make his 4th foul for this game. Brett's free throw attempt does go off the rim. Granica with the ball now. And Hansen for Amery brings it in, attempts the shot, and gets fouled. So number 5, Hansen, is going to be at the line for Amery. And the foul is called on Justin Wynn. That makes his 4th for this game. Hansen makes this first shot. And second one goes off the rim. Saints is able to get the rebound. Elliott Wilson passes it to Carson Marks. Heavily guarded by Denso from Amery. Passes it, and Carson passes it down to Elliott Wilson under the basket, and he's able to get 2. 22 for Amery gets back down, but his shot is not good, and Saints' Justin Wynn gets that rebound. Passes it back to Carson Marks, and Saints ball again. Less than a minute left to play here. The pass from the Saints there gets, so Amery is able to get in between and make a shot and get 2 off of that. I believe that was number 5, Hansen. And the timeout was called by Amery. So 48 seconds left in this game, and keeping it very close. Saints currently leading 61-57. Carson Marks, lead scorer tonight so far for the Saints, followed very closely by Brett Slatke, Justin Wynn, and Jared DeSmith are right underneath him, and then Elliott Wilson. And for Amery, we have lead scorer is Wallen tonight, followed by Hansen, Strike, Anderson, and then Danielson and Granica. So Jared DeSmith is going to inbound the ball for the Saints. Guarded by 25 Anderson for Amery passes it to Carson Marks, who is double guarded there, but he's able to pass it down to Justin Wynn, who gets it to Brett Slatke, and he is fouled. I believe they're going to call it, on 13. Granica, that is his second, and is going to take Brett Slatke to the line, shooting 1-1. And makes his first one. So Brett Slatke's 5 for 6 for free throws tonight. And now he's 6 for 7. Amery ball. 22 passes it beyond the Granica's reach, so it goes out of bound, and it's going to be Saints ball. Tristan Hansen's going to check in for Jared DeSmith. Elliot Wilson will inbound the ball for the Saints. Elliot passes it over to Brett Slatke, and he is going to be fouled by Denso, number 3 for Amery. I believe that is his second foul, and brings Brett Slatke for the line again. And makes his first one. And makes his second one. So that brings him 8 out of 9 free throws for tonight. 22 for Amery to Granica, but Elliot Wilson is able to bat that pass off. But then it does go out of bounds on the Saints, or on of Amery, so Saints are going to inbound it. Elliot Wilson passing it in to Brett Slatke, is able to keep his dribble there. Passes it back to Carson Marks. Carson Marks guarded by Hansen, and foul is drawn. That is Hansen's 4th for Amery. And Carson Marks up at the free throw line. He is 5 for 5 tonight. And makes a second. So Carson Marks still off doing great with free throws tonight, only missing the one. And Amery 22 to 25, and they're able to make the 2-point shot there. And Amery calls the timeout with 7 seconds left. So a high action game here tonight. St. Croix Falls Saints hosting Amery Warriors. Thursday night here at the Saints gym will be girls basketball. They'll be hosting Unity, and the boys basketball will be at Spooner on Thursday. And then Saturday, Valentine's Day special here, the St. Croix Falls boys basketball will be hosting Ladysmith at 5 o'clock for the varsity game. Elliot Wilson is going to inbound the ball to Tristan Hansen. And he's going to dribble and hold on to it here as the last seconds tick off. And that it will continue the win streak for the St. Croix Falls Saints. So that will be the 4th in a row for the Saints basketball team with 66 to 59 against Amery. So again, St. Croix Falls boys will be in Spooner on Thursday, and then back to a home game at 5 o'clock varsity here On Saturday, girls basketball will be back here at home on Thursday, and then they will be playing at Prescott on Friday. So once again, thank you for watching. We are SCF, and we hope to see you again.